Never Death Row Production. Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody else for.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome all back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Thursday, June 11th. Looking back at yesterday, it was a really good day. We do hit on our ladder play. Our solo bet came through for us. We do hit on our 3-leg home run parlay. Could have been a much better day. The Diamondbacks blew our first 3-leg parlay and the damn Brewers blew our other 3-leg parlay. But you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a small slate of baseball here on tap today. Only 8 games. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game up, we got the Arizona Diamondbacks in Miami taking on the Marlins. We got Merrill Kelly on the mount for the Diamondbacks. We got Tyler Phillips on the mount for Miami. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the Marlins trying to complete the sweep of the Diamondbacks today. The Diamondbacks are now just 3-7 in their last 10 games played. Today, they're going to have Merrill Kelly on the mount. He has not been good this season. He comes into it with a 5.70 ERA. His last start last week against the Nationals, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 runs in that game. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Marlins lineup that in their last 30 games versus righties, they're only batting .235, slugging .389. Looking at the breakdown for Merrill Kelly, he's a fastball changeup pitcher. Those are his 2 primaries. He's throwing the cutter and the slider every once in a while. Looking at the matchup for him, he's going to be seeing a lineup loaded with left-handed bats, 7 lefties to be exact. Merrill Kelly is struggling versus lefties this season. As a matter of fact, when we look at the past matchup versus this Marlins lineup, a few of these Marlins players have gotten to him before. My projection for Merrill Kelly, he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to this Diamondbacks bullpen. They got some decent arms available. I could see them possibly giving up a run when they come in this game, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Phillips on the mount. He's going to be the open. He usually, when he's on the mount, it's a bullpen day for Miami. He's probably going to go one time through the lineup, pitch 3 innings. Even though his last start against the Mets, he did pitch his season high 5 innings. He struggled in that game. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. Looking at the matchup here today for Phillips, he's going to be seeing a Diamondbacks lineup. The numbers have really dropped versus right-handed pitching. In their last 30 games, they're batting .240, only slugging .364. Phillips is a ground ball pitcher, throws that sinker 30% of the time, also throws that splitter, keeps it low, gets a lot of ground outs. In this game here today, I can see Phillips having a decent outing, going his 4 innings, giving up a run, turning it over to a Marlins bullpen that has some really good arms available here today. I can see them coming in, shutting the door on this Diamondbacks lineup. Looking at the weather, well, it's down in Miami in the dome, so no real weather to sway anything. When we look at the ballpark factor, this Miami ballpark is towards the bottom of the league as far as offensive production goes this season. Let's get to the picks. The Marlins are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I do like them on the money line. The game total is set at 8.5. I do like that under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Liam Hicks of the Marlins for 2 total bases. Next up, we got the Cardinals in New York taking on the Mets. We got Hunter Dobbins on the mount for the Cardinals. We got Christian Scott on the mount for the Mets. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the Cardinals trying to complete the sweep of the Mets today. The Cardinals are now 7-3 in their last 10 games played. We got Hunter Dobbins on the mount for the Cardinals in this one. He made his first start of the year last week against the Pirates. In that game, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Mets lineup that continues to struggle to hit the ball. In their last 8 games played, they're batting just .220, slugging .380. Looking at the breakdown and matchup for Hunter Dobbins, he is, well, especially going back to his time with the Red Sox last season, he was able to have a lot of success when he was able to work the ground outs, get the ground ball working. He does throw a decent sinker and a good splitter as well. If he keeps those balls low, keep the sinker low, keep the splitter low, pitch around to Juan Soto, I could see him having a good game here today where he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 runs, turns it over to a Cardinals bullpen that's been playing decent of late. They got some really good arms available here today for them in this game. I can see the arms available for the Cardinals coming out the pen, shutting down this Mets lineup. On the other side, we got Christian Scott. He's looked good in this role. We talk about it all the time. He's looked really good in this role. But when we look at the matchup for him, the last few starts he's been playing some, well, he saw the Marlins twice, but he saw the Padres, not a good offense. But the last time he saw a really good offense is when he saw that Nationals lineup. In that time, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a St. Louis Cardinals lineup that continues to kill right-handed pitching. They're batting .251 versus righties, slugging .376 versus right-handed pitching in their last 30 games. In this matchup for Christian Scott, I can see him getting hit up. There was one guy I really focused in on. That was Weatherholt. Weatherholt matches up well against him, as well as Lars Nootbaar. I can see one of them taking him yard here today. My expectations for Christian Scott, he does his regular role, where he goes 3 to 4 innings. I'm expecting him to give up 2 runs. Looking at the Mets bullpen, they're in a decent spot here today. I can see the arms available for the Mets, though, once again, coming in this game, giving up a few runs. We've seen them do it all series up to this point. Another big thing in this one here today, it's a 1 o'clock start game. 90 degrees throughout. We are going to have 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to right field, giving left-handed batters a slight advantage in this game here today. Let's get to the picks. The Mets are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Lars Nootbaar of the Cardinals to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Twins in Detroit taking on the Tigers. We got Zebby Matthews on the mound for the Twins. We got Kailer Montero on the mound for the Tigers. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the Twins and the Tigers wrapping up their 4-game series. Minnesota did win yesterday's game. In today's matchup, they got Zebby Matthews on the mound. He's made 5 starts up to this point. He's looked good in those 5 games. He had 1 blow-up start though. Against the Pirates, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 7 runs. But other than that, he's looked good in all the other outings. His last start against the Royals last week, pitched 7 innings, gave up 2 runs. Here today for Zebby Matthews, he's going to be seeing a Tigers lineup that has really come around offensively ever since Carpenter came back, but in their last 10 games played, they're batting .252, slugging .415. Zebby Matthews throws a good fastball. That's his primary pitch. He's throwing that fastball close to 40% of the time. The big problem with Zebby Matthews, none of his other pitches are really that good. The hard hit rate sitting at 38% right now. If you remember last season, this was a guy that finished the year with an ERA above 5. Last year, he finished with over 20 starts, at hard hit rate of 50%. They have his expected ERA right now, still up above 450. I'm expecting him to continue to get hit up in this game, especially with this Detroit Tigers lineup having some good left-handed bats in it. Zebby Matthews is struggling versus lefties this season, struggled with lefties even dating back to last year. My expectations for Matthews, he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs, turns it over to a Twins bullpen that is still one of the worst bullpens in the majors, not to mention they're highly taxed. I can see the arms coming out the pen for the Twins coming in this game, giving up 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Kailer Montero on the mound for Detroit. He started off the season looking really strong for them, but ever since mid-May hit, right around mid-May, we really saw the regression start to kick in. His last start against the Mariners, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Twins lineup that has really come around to hitting right-handed pitching. In their last 30 games, they're batting .244, slugging .428. Montero is a contact pitcher, pitches for a lot of pop fly outs, a lot of ground outs. When I do the individual player matchup for him, there is 2 guys that match up well against him. It's Lewis and Cody Clemens. I could see Montero getting hit up in this game. My expectations, he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to a Tigers bullpen, continues to play very good here in this last 2-week stretch. Coming into this game, they got some really good arms available. I think Detroit's going to have a big advantage late in this game here today. Looking at the weather, it's going to be very hitter friendly. It's going to be close to 80 degrees throughout. It's a 1 o'clock game. We're going to have 13-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Tigers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs for the player prop. I'm taking Carpenter of the Tigers to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Texas Rangers in Kansas City taking on the Royals. We got Kumar Rocker on the mount for the Rangers. We got Michael Wacha on the mount for the Royals. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the Rangers and the Royals. They've split their first 2 games of the series. This is the rubber match here today. Being completely honest with you guys, this turned out to be my least favorite game on the schedule. Very divisive games. There was too many different things pulling me in different directions. Looking at Kumar Rocker on the mount for the Rangers. This guy's off to a very good start this year. Over 10 starts made, ERA sitting at 3.50. One thing I'm paying attention to though, since April 15th, he's only made 2 starts on the road this year. All his other starts have been home games in the most pitcher-friendly ballpark in the majors down in Texas. He saw this Royals lineup 2 weeks ago. In that game, he pitched 6 scoreless innings against them. Looking at the matchup here today for Rocker, he's going to be seeing a lineup that is primarily left-handed bats. He is a guy that pitches for a lot of pop fly outs. He is a guy that pitches for a lot of ground outs as well, a lot of contact. In this very hitter-friendly weather, hitter-friendly ballpark here today, I can see Rocker struggling. I can see a few of these Royals getting to him. My expectations, he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs, turns it over to a Rangers bullpen that has been playing very mediocre of late. In their last 10 games played, they have a 4.90 ERA. I could see the arms coming out the Rangers bullpen coming into this game, giving up a run or 2, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Michael Wacha on the mount. Started off the season looking amazing. His last 2 outings, though, he got lit up against this Rangers lineup. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs. Then his last start against the Twins, pitched another 5 innings. In that one, he gave up 4 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Rangers lineup that continues to hit the ball very well of late. In their last 8 games played, they're batting .260, slugging .400. Michael Wacha is very similar to Kumar Rocker in a different aspect though. Michael Wacha is able to work the strikeouts, but he does pitch for a lot of pop fly outs and a lot of ground outs. Just like what I said about Rocker, you don't want that in this very hitter-friendly weather here today in Kansas City. Looking at the matchup for Michael Wacha, there's a few of these bats that match up well against him. Not to mention this lineup is primarily left-handed bats. 7 lefties here today Michael Wacha will be seeing. My expectations, he goes 5 to 6 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to a Royals bullpen. They're incredibly taxed coming into it. The arms coming out this Royals bullpen is going to come into this game, give up 2 to 3 runs. Looking at the weather, very hitter-friendly weather once again, 85 degrees throughout. We are going to have rain picking up around 3 o'clock, but then it stops. So we might have a delay where we get to the bullpens early. If we get to the bullpens early, it's a huge advantage for the Rangers. But like I said, it is going to be 80 throughout, 20-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield. It's out in Kauffman Stadium, which has been one of the most offensive-friendly stadiums all year up to this point. Let's get to the picks. The Royals are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Texas Rangers on the money line. The game total set at 10.5. I like that over 10.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Peterson of the Rangers to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Cubs in Colorado taking on the Rockies. We got Cabrera on the mount for the Cubs. We got Ryan Feltner on the mount for the Rockies. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the Rockies trying to complete the sweep of the Cubs here today. The Cubs continue this terrible stretch of baseball. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games played. Today they got Cabrera on the mount. He's coming off that injury. He made his first start back last week against the Giants. In that game, he pitched 5 innings, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 8 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Rockies lineup offensively. The bats have come alive of late. In their last 10 games played, they're batting .250, slugging .415. Here today for Cabrera, this is a contact pitcher, a guy whose primary pitch is a changeup. His other 2 primaries are the curve and the sinker. Relies on a lot of ground outs. relies on a lot of pop outs. Right now, against this Rockies lineup in Coors Field in a very hitter friendly ballpark, I can see Cabrera struggling here today. My expectations, he goes 5 to 6 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs, turns it over to a Cubs bullpen that's in a very good spot to come in this game, shut the door on the Rockies bats. On the other side, we got Ryan Feltner back on the mound for the Rockies. He's coming off of two back-to-back really good starts, I should say. Against the Giants, he pitched 6 scoreless innings, and then against the Brewers last week, pitched 6 innings again, only gave up a run. The one thing you got to pay attention to with those 2 games, they were both on the road. Back here today at Coors Field, where he has a career ERA of 5.10. In this game here today, the matchup for Feltner, a guy very similar to Cabrera of the Cubs, relies on a lot of pop flyouts, relies on a lot of groundouts, doesn't strike out a lot of guys, can walk about 2 to 3 batters each game, is only going 5 to 6 innings. They're very similar. Looking at the overall matchup and breakdown for Ryan Feltner, he's going to be seeing a Cubs lineup despite them struggling offensively. They're only batting .220 in their last 10 games played. This lineup is loaded with left-handed bats. I can see Ryan Feltner struggling in this game here today, where he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to Rockies bullpen. They're one of the worst in the majors. They're highly taxed coming into it. The arms that's going to be available for the Rockies here today are going to come in this game, give up a few runs. Looking at the weather, it's going to be 75 degrees throughout, close to 80, but we are going to have 12 to 13 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond, making it a bit more pitcher friendly. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the money line. The game total is set at 11. I like the under in this one. I like the under 11 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Pete Armstrong of the Cubs for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got the Dodgers in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. We got the left-handed pitcher Worblowski on the mound for the Dodgers. We got Mitch Keller on the mound for the Pirates. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the Dodgers and the Pirates. They've split the first 2 games of the series. The Dodgers blew that game yesterday. It really all came off of an error, but they were up 6-1. They end up losing that game yesterday. Today they got Worblowski on the mound. This guy's been really good for the Dodgers this season. Comes into it with a 2.60 ERA. Back-to-back really good starts against the Phillies, against the Diamondbacks. Pitched a combined 14 innings, only gave up a run. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Pirates lineup that really struggles to hit left-handed pitching. In the last 30 games, they're batting .247 versus lefties. In their last 15 games, the numbers have really dropped. They're batting only .235 versus left-handed pitching, slugging .350. In this game for Worblowski, this is a ground ball pitcher, a guy that comes into this game with a ground ball rate of 40%. He's going to be seeing a lineup, like I said, all the best bats are left-handed bats. Brian Reynolds has been crushing left-handed pitching this season. If he could pitch around Reynolds, I could see Worblowski coming out here, going about 7 innings where he gives up a run, turns it over to a Dodgers bullpen that continues to play very well here in the month of June. I could see them coming in this game, shutting the door on this Pirates lineup. On the other side, we got Mitch Keller. Started off the season looking awesome, but mid-May, a switch hit with him. He's really been starting to get hit up in all his starts. His last 2 outings, 13 innings pitched, 13 runs given up. Hard hit rate sitting at 48% right now in his last 5 starts. He's going to be seeing a Dodgers lineup, the best team in the majors versus right-handed pitching. They're batting .275 in their last 30 games, slugging .477. Mitch Keller is a guy that can work the strikeouts, but is a guy that relies on a lot of pop flyouts, struggles with left-handed bats. You'll see 6 lefties in this lineup here today. Throwing that fastball slider combo, those are his 2 primaries. When he's trying to get a quick out, he's throwing the sinker. The sinker has not looked good in the last month. I'm expecting Mitch Keller to get hit up once again here in this game today, where he goes 5 innings, gives up 4 to 5 runs, turns it over to a Pirates bullpen. They're in a decent spot coming into this game. I can still see the arms available for the Pirates coming into this one, giving up a run or 2. Looking at the weather, 85 degrees throughout. We are going to have 8 to 10 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to the outfield, but more towards foul territory. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I like the under 9.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Muncy of the Dodgers to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Mariners in Baltimore taking on the Orioles. Brian Wu on the mound for Seattle. We got Kyle Bradish on the mound for the Orioles. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the Orioles and the Mariners wrapping up their 4-game series. The Mariners won the first 2 games. The Orioles won yesterday's game. Here today, they're going to be seeing Brian Wu on the mound for Seattle. He's off to a very good start this season. 3.70 ERA, over 10 starts made. One thing you got to pay attention to though with Brian Wu, his splits when he's on the road versus at home. This season, he has an ERA on the road 4.25. At home, he has an ERA of 3.15. In this matchup here today for Wu, he's going to be seeing an Orioles lineup that continues to kill right-handed pitching. Slugging 260, batting 262, slugging 452. In this matchup for Wu, a fastball pitcher. Every once in a while, you're seeing that slider-sinker combo come in. There's a few guys that match up well against them. Gunnar Henderson, Tyler O'Neill, Pete Alonso. I can see Brian Wu struggling here today. We saw this Orioles lineup get to George Kirby yesterday. I can see a similar game for Brian Wu here today, where he goes 5 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs. That's another thing about Wu. He really doesn't go deep in his games. So we're going to get to this Mariners bullpen a bit early. They've been playing very shaky in this series up to this point. There's a few good arms available for the Mariners, but the way they've been looking, the way the weather is projecting out there in Baltimore once again, I can see the arms coming out the pen for the Mariners coming into this game, giving up 2 to 3 runs. On the other side, we got Kyle Bradish off to a very good start this season, coming off one of his worst starts of the year last week in Toronto, where he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, but overall he's been very good this season, especially in his home games. Kyle Bradish, 6 home starts, has an ERA of 2.85. In this matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Mariners lineup that is also killing right-handed pitching. Granted, we saw them in yesterday's game not get to Young, but Young and Bradish are 2 completely different styles of pitcher. Young is trying to blow you away with the speed. Kyle Bradish is a guy that's relying on the sinker, trying to get a lot of ground outs. That can be something that's going to backfire for him. Like I said, this Mariners lineup, 264 versus right-handed pitching, slugging 474. I'm expecting Kyle Bradish to struggle a bit in this game here today. This Mariners lineup loaded with left-handed bats. My expectations, he goes 5 to 6 innings, gives up 2 to 3 runs, turns it over to an Orioles bullpen that's been playing decent of late. They got some good arms available late in this game as well. I can see them coming in this game, shutting the door on the Mariners lineup. Looking at the weather, once again guys, another very hitter friendly game out in Baltimore. 90 degrees at start, 6 to 7 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Mariners are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Baltimore Orioles on the money line. The game total is set at 8.5. I like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles to hit a home run today. In our final game of the day, we got the Braves in Chicago taking on the White Sox. 2 left-handed starting pitchers in this game. We got Perez on the mound for the Braves, K on the mound for the White Sox. Alright, getting into this one here, the Braves have now lost the last 2 games out here in Chicago. Today they're going to have the former White Sox Martin Perez on the mound. He's looked good in this utility role the Braves have him in. Sometimes he's coming out the bullpen, sometimes he's starting. He's looked really good in this role. His last outing against the Pirates, he didn't look good in that one. He got hit up, pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs. Here today, he's going to be seeing a White Sox lineup that has been absolutely crushing left-handed pitching. They're batting 247, slugging 443 versus lefties in their last 30 games. Here today, the overall breakdown and matchup for Perez, he's a low velocity pitcher, pitches for a lot of contact, a lot of ground outs. There's a bunch of guys in this lineup that match up very well against him. The 2 main guys I focused in on, Montgomery and Vargas. I can see one of them taking him yard here today. My overall expectations for Perez, he has a very similar start to that Pirates game last week where he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs, turns it over to a Braves bullpen, which is still the best in the majors. Not to mention they're in a good spot to come in here today, take over for Perez, still give up a run or two, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Anthony K on the mount. He's looked good this season, looked unhittable in the month of May. His last start though, first start in June, pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs to the Phillies in Philadelphia. Back here in Chicago, where he's been pitching very good this season, he'll be seeing a Braves lineup still down Ronald Acuna. This Braves lineup's batting .226 versus lefties, only slugging .397. In their last 8 games, they're batting .220, slugging .380. The numbers offensively have really been dropping for the Braves. We've seen it in this series up to this point as well. Anthony K's a fastball slider pitcher. Those are his 2 primaries. Every once in a while, we're seeing that sinker. There is 2 guys that matched up well against him. That was Austin Riley and Albies. Those were the 2 guys that really match up well against him. I could see Austin Riley taking K yard here today. Overall, I can see K having a good bounce back start where he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, turns it over to a White Sox bullpen that continues to play good here in the month of June. I can see the arms coming out the pen for the White Sox coming in this game, shutting the door on the Braves lineup. Looking at the weather, it's going to be 85 degrees at start, 20-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Montgomery of the White Sox for 2 total bases today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Our solo bet, our ladder play did come through for us yesterday. It was the Padres on the money line. The payout, remember our wager was $100. The payout was $170. We're going to do exactly what we did yesterday. We're going to pocket the $70. We're going to wager the $100 flat once again. And today our wager will be on the Detroit Tigers on the money line. We're getting them at -116. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 3-leg home run parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with Kerry Carpenter of the Detroit Tigers. We're then going to take Jock Peterson of the Texas Rangers. And we wrap up the parlay with Max Muncy of the Los Angeles Dodgers, a 3-leg $10 home run parlay. And our final bet of the day will be another 3-leg parlay where we start off with the Miami Marlins on the money line. We're then going to play the Detroit Tigers on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Twins Tigers game total to go over 9 total runs. Then our final bet of the day will be another 3-leg parlay. We started off with the Chicago Cubs on the money line. We're then going to play the Cubs Rockies game total to go under 11 total runs. And we wrap up the parlay with the Los Angeles Dodgers on the run line. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Thursday, we're almost there. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. Hope we all win some money here today, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.